All right, so let's talk about Joe fucking Rogan. Apparently, he's upset with the way his COVID diagnosis was covered by the media. So let's find out what he's got to say.
Well. If it isn't old horseworm Rogan.
Well, if it isn't horseworm Rogan.
I'm glad you're well, man.
Bro, do I have to sue CNN?
I don't know, do you?
They're making shit up. They keep saying I'm taking horse dewormer. I literally got it from a doctor.
That's what it's used for.
It's an American company. It's they won the Nobel Prize in 2015 for use on human beings.
Yeah.
And
Still a dewormer.
taking horse dewormer.
Yeah, what?
A dewormer for human beings.
There's a lot of people saying it.
Right, but a lot of people can say it.
Okay.
Like the internet.
But it's a dewormer. You are better. You are better because you took monoclonal antibodies. You took that fucking treatment. That's why you're better now, motherfucker. Not because you took the fucking horse dewormer.
Like Jim Acosta.
I meant like USA Today, a few other
yeah.
places,
And they're
not just
talking
people.
about ivermectin, right?
Yeah.
So what? Because I don't know. I just saw so much news.
It's an anti-parasitic. It's not just for worms, but it's for parasites.
You threw the kitchen sink at it, you said,
Yeah.
which was stuff that, you took IV drips and what is it?
Monoclonal antibodies.
And what is monoclonal antibodies?
It's the shit they gave Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what? So who said, or did you already want ivermectin? Like,
Well, I had this guy on, Dr. Pierre Corey, and he is, what is the organization he's from? Frontline COVID Critical.
I mean, it is an anti-parasitic. It's for parasites. They have had some.
Well-established doctors treated thousands of people with COVID.
So they have had some success in petri dishes of using it to treat viruses and using it as an antiviral. But they have no evidence that it works on COVID whatsoever.
Early on in the pandemic.
I don't know who that is, but I'm sure like producer Dave would be like fucking losing it right
good,
now.
Efficacy with ivermectin. Frontline 19 Critical Care Alliance.
okay.
Yeah. So I had him on, and he had talked to me about it. He's not the only doctor that told me to take it. Multiple doctors told me to take it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Doctors in what?
supposed to have what is the exact thing it's supposed to do? There's something that I highlighted.
Are you telling me those doctors didn't tell you to get a vaccine fucking months ago?
Ivermectin was found to be a blocker of viral replicase, REPLICASE protease, and I don't know what this word is. Human TMPRSS2. I don't know.
I feel better about the job I do cold reading the news now that I saw Rogan do that.
I'm doing some wacky shit that's completely ineffective. And
Right.
CNN was saying that I'm a distributor of misinformation. Also, that was the other thing that happened.
You kind of are. You kind of are. Yes, you got it from a doctor. And when I was making fun of you on the internet, I kept pointing out Joe Rogan is rich. He got it from like an actual human dosage from an actual doctor. Most people don't have access to a fucking doctor, or a doctor is telling them to do something else and laughing at them about the ivermectin because it's not been proven to be effective. And then they're going to fucking farm stores and getting horse dewormer. Literally. And I saw people like defending it, talking about like, well, yeah, like many people in rural America get fucking animal versions. I mean, like I even saw people like, well, the left likes to do ketamine, which is horse tranquilizer, blah, blah, blah.
In Tokyo, in Japan, which is apparently they're very conservative about the medication that they use and the medications that they endorse. But the Tokyo Medical Association chairman held a live press conference recommending.
I'm not high enough for Joe. Now, stick with me here. We got Howard Stern after Joe Rogan. I'm not high enough for this. I got to get a bong.
To figure out what's the truth in a lot of things. But with regard to this, people go, it's insane to take ivermectin. Like, you see it everywhere. Everyone's like, this is wild. Don't take this shit. And then you have the head of the fucking Tokyo whatever medical commission saying, take ivermectin.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what's going on, man.
I doubt he said
It's a lot of
that.
speculation. One of the speculations involves the
Now, granted, I was over there getting a bong. I don't know what the fuck.
for the vaccines, that in order for there to be an emergency use authorization, there has to be no treatment for a disease.
right.
So because there is this treatment in ivermectin, and there's other treatments too.
Right.
Because
So wait a minute. His fucking conspiracy theory here is that in order for them to get emergency use authorization for the vaccines, they had to deny the efficacy of ivermectin. I wouldn't necessarily call Joe Rogan a right-winger. He is certainly peddling in some right-wing propaganda here.
there's a lot of pushback against potential treatments and pretending that they don't really work or that they're conspiracy theories. This is the grand conspiracy, right? The grand
Right.
conspiracy is
No, it's not a conspiracy. We just, like, people are going to fucking farm stores and getting horse paste.
what's crazy is look how better I got.
Yeah.
I got better pretty quick, bitch.
Let's go to like your
Monoclonal antibodies is how you got better.
right. And is it that night? Do you arrive home and know, or like on your way home, you're like, I don't feel so great?
Well, Saturday, here's what happened. Friday night, we went out and got hammered. Went out and played pool till 3:30 in the morning. Had a bunch of drinks. Had a bunch of drinks.
That's a smart thing to do
at the show. I think
during a
I had
pandemic.
drinks, and then I had like 4 afterwards. So
Yeah.
we're pretty lit.
Yeah.
And it was 3:30 in the morning. Exhausted. Plane travel. Flew that day from. I guess so. Fort Lauderdale was the first show. Then that was Tampa, and then last show was Orlando. That night I was worn out. Friday night, because 3:30 in the morning, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I gotta crash." And then I woke up in the morning, and I was definitely hungover, but I was also just feeling a little out of it, just a little, just not good. It's hard to describe. If I had COVID, it was just like beginning stages, but I thought it was a hangover.
Right. Which kind of confuses
Yeah.
the way how you can read it.
So drank a lot of water, ate, took a bunch of vitamins, went to sleep, got up for the show, felt good. No drinks that night. And then that night we flew back. And so
Now, I will give Rogan the benefit of a doubt that he's probably like an honest actor in here. That he's just like,
I was like, man,
I've seen it described in like it might have been a Reddit thread or some shit, where like Rogan got to be like the head ape in the tribe. He's just sitting around like fucking Joe like to think about things. Come tell Joe stories or some shit. Joe is not a good person to evaluate sources. But I mean, even fucking Joe Rogan sees through bullshit like fucking Dave Rubin.
you should probably
Yes.
keep away from me. Let me isolate. Luckily, we have a big house. I isolated. And in the middle of the night, I was sweating. Would get fevers, and I wasn't feeling good.
And you knew it then?
I woke up in the morning, I knew it. By the time in the morning, I was like,
If I had it, it started as a tingle in the back of my neck. And like it progressively got worse with a sore throat. And then when I woke up the next morning, it was just like snot coming out my ears, snot coming out my nose, snot coming out my mouth, snot coming out all my pores, snot coming out my, my wherever, as Trump would say. That was what it was like for me. I don't know specifically if I had it. If I did the vaccine, it's a fucking like, wow, it came on the quickest I've ever had a bug come on. It did a whole bunch of damage, and then the vaccine worked wonderfully, and I was over it in like a day and a half. But my nose was still swollen and sore for a week plus.
Something's going on. Let's see what it is. It was 90 whatever % sure it was COVID. So morning I got tested, turned out positive, and then just...
And this is Sunday?
Mm-hmm, Sunday.
So Sunday you find out you're positive. And
here's the motherfucker just recovered from COVID.
Right, you're just in bed.
Smoking cigars. I mean, who am I to talk? Like, I'm getting ready to rip this bong, but like,
Well, I didn't
shit.
ask you yet. Did you have...
Now, granted, cigars you don't really inhale. You're not really.
So you...
Yes.
So when you...
Some percentage of it goes into your lungs,
start
but you're just
reaching out
basically
for
rolling it in your mouth.
These treatments?
Yeah, I already had it in place.
You did.
Yeah, I was already ready to go.
So, and then you start taking them that day.
Yeah, I got it. I got all the stuff that I needed.
Must be nice being rich.
And then Monday I felt pretty fucking good. And I was taking vitamin IV drips every day, high dose of vitamin C, vitamin D, and NAD as well.
My concern when I spoke to you was just, will you please fucking rest? That's what I texted you. I was like, no hill runs, no fucking kettlebells, and don't wrestle any fucking cattle today. Just rest.
I
and
did.
You're like, I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest.
I rested.
I know.
I did.
You went down and did some Brazilian
I did some
jiu-jitsu.
shit, but watched TV. I actually enjoyed the first couple days because I
Yeah.
was like, this is a nice, like a legit, solid excuse where I don't have to do anything.
Yes.
Which never comes up.
Right. That was like when the pandemic started back in...
Son, you are fucking rich. You can just sit around and not do anything. You have no reason to do anything ever. You have made enough money to where you and your family are set for the rest of your fucking life. You don't have to do fucking shit, dude. I don't like... It's an excuse not to have to do anything because I got sick. What the fuck?
March last year, where it was like, no, you have to cancel your dates. I was like, all right, it'll be like a nice week off. like this. Sure.
2 weeks to slow the spread.
Yeah, let's fucking chill out.
Yeah. So
Like, I remember hearing that phrase. I remember, like, some local news stations might have said that shit, but, like, they keep pointing to that, but, like, we were dealing with a virus that is never, and like, that's another thing with the CDC. The fucking messaging, which, I mean, under Trump, it was one thing. Now under Biden, it has been a disaster in a complete different way. Oh, he's got to go 70 or otherwise he blows up. That not be it. He's got a bomb in his dick. All right, enough Joe Rogan. Let's check out what Howard Stern had to say about vaccines, because he made some news. Weird going from Joe Rogan to Howard Stern. And also, like, if you would you told me last week you're going to play a clip of Joe Rogan and Howard Stern. Which one are you going to agree with? And I'm probably going to be like, yeah, Joe Rogan probably. Nah, I'm on Howard.
Funny when the radio guys are the best. There were like 4 of them died. 4 of them who were like ranting on the air, they will not get vaccinated.
Thank you, Howard! Oh my God! And then the fucking Phil Valentine, that station, still did a special honoring his legacy. By the way, they have blocked me from their Facebook page because they didn't like what I had to say. Holy fuck!
They were on fire. These guys. It was like day after day. They were all dying. And then their dying words are, I wish I had been more into the vaccine. I wish I had taken it.
You know, I have trouble drumming up compassion. And I think that's a terrible thing, to not be able to drum up compassion for people that stupid.
Yes, and these fucks, like this dude was like in high society in Nashville, at least the Phil Valentine guy was. Probably all these radio personalities. They were in with the locals and the Rotary Club and everything. Privileged assholes. And their misinformation, when they should have known better, got people killed. It got people killed. It got themselves killed. It got innocent people killed.
That they wind up dying.
Where do I have that clip of that Mark Bernier guy? Bernier, the guy who died. Oh, I got it. Here it is. This is the guy, I'm not getting the vaccine. Fuck, but that's the guy who died.
That's a great question, and we were going to talk about that as far as the vaccine goes. What about you?
Yeah.
I'm not taking it.
Come on.
Are you kidding me, Mr. Anti-Vax? Sheepers.
Ever?
Cheapers.
No.
Anti-vax. Mr. Anti-vax.
And he died?
He's dead.
He no longer walks. There were 3 other guys, too. I don't have tape of all of them. And they're on the radio preaching this shit. I tell you what, as far as I remember, when I went to school, you had to get a measles vaccine. You had to get a mumps vaccine. You had to get, there was a ton of them you got.
You still
Polio.
have to. In order to go to school, you have to have certain vaccines.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say, it's mandatory to get vaccinated? Fuck them. Fuck their freedom. I want my freedom to live. I want to get out of the house already. I want to go next door and play chess.
I want to go to concerts. Fucking shit. Everybody always calls me like a low-rent Howard Stern. But I'm actually not a Howard Stern fan. I know I quoted the fucking Private Parts the other day when I told somebody, I can't even remember who it was, they wanted to sit on the spoon. Was it Adam? And I was like, I'm not that big of a Howard Stern fan, but like, damn, you hit the nail on the head, dude. Now, this is something I just recently learned. The ACLU has flipped their stance on vaccine mandates. The historically libertarian organization now says that strict public health measures protect freedom rather than limit it. The ACLU and Howard Stern are on the same page. A dozen years ago, a deadly virus was spreading around the world, and authorities in New York issued a mandate that all healthcare workers in the state get vaccinated, and the American Civil Liberties Union objected. As I pointed out before, the ACLU will defend Nazis when Nazis' rights have been violated. ACLU is an incredibly good organization. Forced vaccination against the H1N1 flu, the ACL wrote at the time, was not warranted. The organization's New York chapter said that individuals have a constitutional right to bodily autonomy, and that ordering people to choose between a vaccine and losing their job is coercive, invasive, and unjustifiably intrudes upon their fundamental rights. The limited vaccine mandates adopted during the H1N1 epidemic pale in comparison with the directives popping up now in response to the far more dangerous COVID-19 crisis. At the time of the ACLU's 2009 statement, about 1,500 Americans had died from the H1N1 virus, compared with the approximately 650,000 who have died from COVID-19 as of this writing.